I'd like to see Michael Vick coach. I really would. I think he's one of the more dominant, I think, quarterbacks we've ever seen in college football history. What he did for Virginia Tech, taking a team all the way to a national championship. I remember that. I was young. I think, 18 or 19 years old when Michael Vick did that. And I remember it was like the biggest, talk of the NCAA, what Michael Vick did. And Michael Vick was not a tall quarterback. He was 5'11", 6 foot, but his speed was, impeccable. This guy was really the dual threat, left-handed thrower. He was just fun to watch in college football. Obviously, he didn't win the national championship, but what he did that year really set Virginia Tech all the way to the top of college football, opened up paths on recruiting and all that other stuff. But I like this from Michael Vick. First of all, Michael Vick, from what I've heard about him, yes, he's done a lot of things in his career that you just shake your head and you probably say you wouldn't like him. But what he has done after that has been remarkable. He's been the face of trying to help animals and dogs and raising money to help animals living on the street. I know that after I think it was Sandy, all the animals that didn't have homes, he spent millions of dollars and hundreds of thousands of dollars to help animals find homes and pay for food and all that other stuff. Michael Vick has done a lot of things that you probably shake your head and you wonder, but ever since that, and ever since all the stuff that he's done when he was, a superstar player for the Atlanta Falcons and really just thought that he was bigger than the league, bigger than the sport, he changed. When he went to Philadelphia and became the face of the Philadelphia Eagles after taking over for Donovan McNabb, I think he changed everybody's thoughts of who he was and what he stood for. I think he's a good person. I really do. I think he's changed his career. I think he's changed his directory. I think he's just I think he's a good person. I think these kids are going to learn a lot from him. I really do. And I think he's got to be a leader of men. I think he's proven that he can be a leader of men. I think this is great for football. I think this is great for college football. I think it's going to be fun to watch what Michael Vick can do on the college end of the sport.
I think it's twofold for me. I think he obviously has changed. And I mean, you don't hear about him unless he's doing something good or you see him on TV, right? And I don't think he's bad as an analyst. I mean, he breaks it down. He doesn't use vernacular that I don't understand. Obviously, as somebody that didn't play at his level and what have you. But what I think the realest part about what it is he can relate to the kids if they get in trouble in class or do whatever. And he feels like, and obviously none of us know him, but you could relate to him and not. It could be like, obviously he's your coach, but at the same time, these are still young men, and you're trying to turn them into men and grow them in every way. And that was the one reason why Saban retired. He was like, we would have our dinners like we always did, and we would have families over, and it would be like, okay, how much is my son going to make? He became a business. It didn't become me raising young men and making sure that they're in class, they're held accountable. And I think with what his career has kind of, peaked and valleyed in so many different ways on and off the field, I think that creates such a dynamic to what he can bring to that school. And I think he'll be great. I don't ever wish anybody to fail. And I think he just has a great mind, and to be able to know how the game has kind of changed. I mean, he kind of changed it, when as a running quarterback, and we're seeing kind of how the game has shifted, where pocket passers are kind of, getting shuffled out of the game. And so I think he understands it. And I think it would be great just from his perspective, not only as the X's and O's guys, but as a dude. And I think that does play a part.
I understand a lot of people are not going to like him for what he did to those dogs, but I also believe that everybody deserves a second chance. And I think that ever since he's got a second chance in the NFL, he's really done so many good things, not only for the league. I mean, the Philadelphia fans, remember when he went to Philadelphia, Donovan McNabb practically got on his hands and knees and begged ownership to bring him in. Okay. And they knew they were going to take a beating from the fans and from women organizations and animal organizations, and they still took him. And he changed his whole outlook, not only to animals, to people. Look, Fox hired him. I mean, how many people for all the things that he has done and the things that he has done that has been bad off the field would get a job with Fox and actually been a face of Fox Sports? I mean, it's incredible how he transitioned his career when he left the game of football. I think it's an amazing story. I think it's 30 for 30 did a story, what is that, 3 or 4 part story on Michael Vick. It is fantastic. It's a fantastic documentary. If you don't know anything about Michael Vick, you have to get it. If you have a chance, you can go on Disney and you can get a chance to check out the Michael Vick documentary. It's fantastic. I think
on that you can tell, like, as it progresses, you can tell like how his
yeah,
demeanor changes, like the
100%.
way, just like his presence, like aura, when you see somebody, like that was the one thing. It's like, yeah, you don't condone, but we've all made mistakes. I've been an idiot. I got a DUI. I was an idiot. I don't condone that,
Yeah,
but we all make mistakes and we do these things. And I think watching that was kind of one thing. And like, if you don't know the guy, I can't hate him. I can hate the things that he's done and what have you. But just to see his like aura and demeanor, and like I think it's just great